When I moved to America in 1976, I obviously saw a lot of Dick and Ian, and we set up a company initially to make commercials, and then that developed into a company that made programming. We all settled in Los Angeles in sort of late 76, and we were offered various shows with the various networks here.
You know, a few years passed, and you've got American Wives, and you've got more friends here than you have there, and then work's being generated here, and you suddenly live in Los Angeles. But of course, during that period, we kept working in England, and then with the formation of Witzend, it was a very, very strong link, which took us to our Wiedersehen pit.
Working on the site from morning till night, that's living all right.
I was going to do this program called Wiedersehen Pet for the BBC as a single play. I was in Los Angeles a few years later, having done nothing with Wiedersehen Pet. And I had lunch with Ian LaFrenne and told him about the idea for Wiedersehen Pet and the characters and so forth. And he said, he was so excited at lunchtime. He said, I want to go away and write it now. I feel so good about this program. I want to go away and write it now.
If home is where the heart is, then this is home to me. An auction room. On auction day, when the old ticker beats faster with the slender possibility that somewhere, just somewhere amongst the bird cages, silver spoons, commemorative medals, roll-top desks and cast-offs from Granny's attic, somewhere amongst that lot, a genuine, authentic antique will appear, shining with all the love that made it.
Ian was a great friend of McShane's, like myself. Ian and I were in London a lot more then. I can't quite remember why, but we were spending more and more, more time in London. And it was a case where the first script or two was written by maybe Ian, and then Dick came in and did a rewrite with Ian. And then we, of course, hired lots of other writers because it was one of our producing things. And I got pretty well involved in it from there on in. So that was different. That wasn't a classic Clement LaFrenne.
I didn't really ever enjoy writing for American television, I mean, to be honest. With the exception of the Tracey Ullman show now, which is for HBO, where we've got freedom and it's fun.
God damn it, Ian. It's not funny, Ian. You ruined the show from the very beginning.
Stop showing off the pair of you. I met them when they were writing Wiedersehen Pet because my husband produced that show.
Hey, no. Come back, you make me look younger.
When they came to work with me on Tracey Takes On, I had to be quite strict with them because they're like a sort of married couple. They finish each other's sentences and they're terribly close, and they'd never worked in a room with a big group of writers.
That's been different, not because it's been doing something consistently in America, because we haven't done a gang situation before. And in fact, very rarely have we written sketches. But it came about because of our friendship with Tracey and because it's and our admiration for the Tracey Ullman show.
Oh, I love that show. You're very kind. Heading home, are we? Yes, I'm going back to LA for pilot season. With me, it's always pilot season. Oh.
They were very important in the first year of starting the show up, and they came up with wonderful storylines, especially for the English characters that I portray.
Culture, okay, culture.
We would like to do two in culture.
You want to do two?
Oh yeah, and Hope and Dylan Thomas.
Perfect. They should do culture because they're the only ones at the table who have it.
Is this chicken? No, it's pheasant, Mom. Really? So hard to tell under this dubious sauce.
Yes, it is rather revolting. Awfully sorry.
We covered different bases, we had male, female, old, young, American English. We covered a lot of different bases. And I found it very stimulating, actually. It was like using a different set of muscles.
Darling, I'm beginning to like it here. And when we saw Vicki Lawrence and Tab Hudson and bells are ringing, I realized it's not the cultural desert that we feared, but this is not about the Sunshine State, darling. Let me do it for you. This is not about it. It's about these three men down here and what they're doing to my nerves.
Fine.
What?
I'm going to go talk.
Oh.
Because you can do that here.
Yes.
You can talk to strangers.
Harry, be careful. There may be Cubans.
We don't want her to get laid.
Yeah, all right, she's not